I'm working on this guitar track, and I want to make it sound both better on its own as well as fit in nicely with this summertime hip-hop beat. I'll show you how to use Sonible's Learn bundle to achieve the difference you've just heard. Let's dive in. So the first thing I want to do is change the tone of the guitar, or in technical terms, the frequency balance. Learn EQ is the tool for the job. All of the Learn plugins use AI to adapt to your audio material and provide guidance. But we first need to tell them what we're working on, so I'm choosing the guitar profile. Next, I'm starting the playback inside my DAW and hitting this Learn button. Right away it's much better. The guitar sounds clearer and more defined. And it's also coming through nicer in the mix, because it's not fighting the low frequencies of the beat. But I want to push this even further, make my guitar sound even clearer. I can choose between 3 styles, but I can also find my own settings with these tone sliders that show me where in the frequency range certain parts of my signal are sitting. I'll add a touch of air to make the guitar sound more open and detailed. I'll also take away some of the body. Again, I want to avoid clashes between the lower frequencies of the guitar and the lower frequencies of the beat. The last thing I want to do is a little more advanced. I like what adding the air did to my guitar, but the adjustment is a little too broad and has now overemphasized my highs. Switching to advanced mode gives me access to detailed EQ settings, and I can change the Q value of this band to restrict the affected frequency range. Now let's take a look at the level differences of this guitar track. Right away I'm seeing a lot of level differences right here in the waveform, some quieter melodic parts and louder strums of varying hardness. To get this under control, I'll use Learn Comp. After learning, the level differences are tamed. I can see the gain reduction kicking in on every loud strum. These hints will tell me how too much or too little compression sounds for any given input signal. I want that soft feel of having clearly audible strums back, so I'm switching the style to soft. I'll turn up the compression a little bit again, aiming for a gain reduction value of 3 to 5 dB. Now the last thing that's bothering me is how dry and upfront this guitar sounds. I want to get some atmosphere and a more natural feel by adding reverb to my guitar. I'm switching the reverb style to natural for a more realistic feel and increasing the width so the reverb feels more spacious. I'll also adjust the position to push the guitar slightly further back in the mix. There are additional parameters in the advanced mode. I'll increase the color parameter for a brighter feel. Can you hear how smoothly my guitar now glides over this beat?